freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Freedom. Oh,
We are Black Women in Transformation.
This is a generational
Portrayal
of sex and music
affecting our Black America.
The 80s in hip-hop was all about Queen Latifah's U and ITY speaking out against the disrespect of women in society, addressing the issues of street harassment, domestic violence, and social injustice. There were also socially conscious hip-hop artists who mentioned drugs as one of the many problems affecting African Americans. It wasn't something to be praised upon. Let's not forget about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, who constantly has us wondering how do we keep from going under. Welcome to the 90s, a time of baggy clothes, girl groups, and velour sweatsuits. Sexy was keeping what you had a secret, not exposing. It was a time of empowerment with female rap and higher expectations of how to be treated. This era was an informational time. Sex was seen as uncomfortable or inappropriate but an expression. The restrictions differed and the new excitement around the internet and cellular devices drove music. According to MTV, TLC, a group of T-Boz, Left Eye, and Chili, during the 1990s, a feminist group in support of embracing sexuality in a respectful and tasteful way. This early 1990s group was filled with R&B, hip-hop, soul, and funk. Promotion of safe sex through song was their outlet to the young. Left Eye even got her name from the way she taped a condom over her left eye for support. They discussed topics unpopular such as AIDS and contraception. This was the 1990s.
So Mix-a-Lot wrote Baby Got Back for his girlfriend because he wanted to speak for curvy women and show that they were appreciated. But because he's empowering the black woman for her body and shaming the white woman for hers, black women began to believe the only way they can excel past white women is through their bodies. Black women slowly start to internalize the idea that their worth is in their bodies and in the eyes of an outsider's objectification of it. Other races begin to believe objectifying black women is okay because black men do it too, which slowly starts to shape the misogyny in hip-hop culture.
Like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
Welcome to the 2000s. We had the opposite of what rappers have been trying to prevent for years. We have rappers such as 50 Cent talking about how he loved money, Gucci Mane beating up girls, Lil Wayne saying fuck bitches, and even Trina says she's the baddest bitch. African Americans make up majority of the demographic of hip-hop listeners. Does hip-hop culture disgrace the uplift of African Americans? How will activists from our past answer these questions? Right now, I would say that hip-hop culture is definitely a disgrace to our race. However, there are cases where you might not find this in a lot of rappers. One video in particular is Trina, the baddest bitch. She describes that she's the queen of Miami. In her video, she explicits herself by shaking her ass and basically telling girls it's okay. Now in the 2000s, young girls think it's okay to twerk and shake their ass.
In the late 2000s, we introduced social media. Social media such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, Kik, and BBM. In this era, gangster over-sexualized rap is prominent. Expression through words and beats are no longer relevant. Today it is all about money, sex, and violence. The issues of society are very rarely talked about in the hip-hop world. Sure, we can all take pictures with our hands up in support of Mike Brown, but who is really down for the cause?
Why black men rap about selling drugs and murder? This only validates the false notion that black men are of the criminal element. Then there are women rapping about anacondas, big asses, and oral sex, not knowing that historically black women were said to be overly sexualized, and they validated this by bringing attention to our wide hips and protruding big butts. Not only is the black community listening to hip-hop, so are the middle-class white youth. So when a white child grows up without any contact with the black community other than the media, our lives become in danger. Trayvon Martin, Jordan Davis, Mike Brown, only to name a few, are examples of the genocide we created. Harriet Tubman once said, "I freed 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if only I could convince them they were slaves." These rappers, male and female, are slaves to a label, selling their creativity for a check, selling their people for a check. No longer down for the cause or loyal to their people, they'll say anything to support Def Jam or other labels. Nicki Minaj, Shmurda, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, those are the people our children look up to. No longer the real role models. We look up to the people showing guns, drugs, and sex. Is this what we paid for? Is this our entertainment? Black hip-hop is no more. It's only government-funded inferiority, spoon-fed to the black community by black lips.
From rags to riches, money, clothes, hot niggas, and bad bitches. Is this what they were fighting for back then? Our ancestors cried, they fought with pride, and sang "We Shall Overcome." I always thought that song had a message and a vision. Now the modern day black man is left with the position to uplift his people and to show the race that now is not the time and here is not the place. In Africa they did not praise big breasts or a fat ass, but they upheld the black woman with grace and with class. African women in the past looked to song and dance as a release of the soul to a higher power, now shaking and thrusting all over a man's lap for an hour. Marvin Gaye sang "What's Going On," and I'm glad that he can't see the mockery and demeaning nature our current songs seem to be. Bend it over. What you say, you better get out of my face, is a thing of the past. Watch a music video and you can see all of the ads. They wanted our message to change in music from unity and peace to make our vision of exploitation unclear in the scheme of the beast. Our people no longer sing of freedom, equal rights, or the mistreatment of the black man. Over a tight-ass beat, we can sell a life that would thrill the strongest nigga. Won't stand. A positive message we would think it is because we started from the bottom, now we here. And if you look at the bottom, and I mean the very bottom, you will see that we are still right there. The songs of this race here. Today's generation of African Americans strayed away from the traditional African music and dance because we were never taught it. It has been drilled into our minds that the African American is inferior in every aspect. Some have chosen to show this is untrue. Others have conformed to every stereotype African Americans could be labeled with. Money, cars, and clothes is all a nigga knows. Knowledge is power, and without it we cannot go farther.
Don't support the phonies. Support the real. You know what I mean? How can these people be talking about how they so real and they don't care about our communities? How can they be talking about what they, all this, you know, the hood, blah, 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 blah. They don't care about our communities. You know what I mean? Listen to the words that people say in their lyrics and tell me if that's some real if that's real to you. You know what I mean? Listen to what they saying. Don't just bob your head to the beat, peep the game. And listen to what I'm saying and hold us accountable for it.